Hi everyone, welcome to I'm a Recruiter podcast. I'm your host Prafula Deori. I'm a Recruiter is a community created by and for talent acquisition professionals. Our vision is to build a leading global community for TA professionals, and our mission is to help 100K TA professionals grow from a traditional recruiter to a trusted talent advisor. If you find our content useful, please support us by liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting in our channel. I would like to introduce our special guest, Meghasri Pulluri, who brings almost like 5 years of experience in sourcing, recruiting, fostering diversity and inclusion. Meghasri currently works with Youth for Jobs Foundation and has previously contributed to Immunix LLC and Software Solution. She excelled at corporate connection and is passionate about creating inclusive workplaces. Outside of work, Meghasri enjoys listening to music and dancing. Let's deep dive more into her journey, more insights why she is dedicated so much about diversity and inclusion and how she's trying to make a huge impact in recruitment industry with working with Youth for Jobs Foundation. So welcome Meghasri. We are really excited to have you here and thank you so much for your time. This is a great platform where all our community members can learn from each other. So thank you for joining. Over to you. Why don't you quickly introduce?
Hi, Prafula. Thank you so much for having me here. And I'm very excited to talk to you and share your thoughts, my thoughts, and help something to the society community from my experiences. And thank you for providing this opportunity and having me on your podcast to talk about diversity and inclusion.
Thank you. Welcome once again. So
Thank you.
before we start, Meghasri, let us know a little bit about your background, right? So people should know कि Meghasri कौन है, कहाँ से आई है, where are you born and
I'm born and brought up from Telangana. My birthplace is Sangareddy. I have finished my education till 10th standard from Sangareddy. And after my 10th standard, my intermediate started in Hyderabad. From intermediate, I've been in hostel, far from home, far from family. But of course, everybody for education, they have to step out from the family. And
yes.
for the career, we have to stay in hostels, right? So intermediate is from Hyderabad, and after that I have done my from electronics and engineering background in from Hyderabad in the College of Malareddy Institution of Engineering, which is in Kumpally. So currently my parents stay in Kamareddy. After my intermediate, we have shifted from Sangareddy to Kamareddy. So
Okay.
basically our native is Kamareddy only. But due to
Okay.
business, we have settled in Sangareddy. But after my education till 10th standard and my brother's education, we are back again to our native place. This is my family background, and I told has I'm from engineering background. But
Yes.
you
Yes.
know, right? We do engineering, but we don't have that idea why we are doing an engineering. I'm saying like that. Like everybody are doing engineering, I want to do engineering. So
Yes.
that
Yes.
was
Yes.
my mindset when I was doing an engineering. And I'm not into coding. I'm basically a person who wants to communicate with the people, be in that circle, talking. I'm very like active person. I tried coding, testing, but it is couldn't do that. So after my education, I even did not take gap also after finishing my examination within 15 days. I got a job that too in the US staffing.
Okay.
So I don't have any idea what is US staffing, but the thing is, I wanted to be independent. I don't. It's all about when you start your career, you will be building up those communication, how the team playing, how to be with your colleagues and all. So that's the reason like I have started my journey as a US IT recruiter,
Sure.
and
Sure.
I
Sure.
have worked for 3 years in the US staffing only, complete night shift. Though my parents
Okay.
were not happy that I was working the night shift, completely different from the timings of our India. My health was getting bad day by day, but I was liking the work, like connecting that to US staffing. You'll be connecting with the US
Yes. Yes.
clients, and it was nice. The work was going very good. It was nice. I was happy with the work. But one day, like because of my health issues, I thought, yeah, this is the moment I have to shift to the Indian shifts, day shifts. Because if not today, after 1 year or 2 years, also have to move to the day shift because I cannot
Yeah.
work lifelong night shift, right?
Yes.
Now I
Yes.
am bachelor, but after a few days, I may have my partner. It will be like so. I thought of I'll be searching for new opportunities. So as I told, I was into US staffing. I was handling recruitment and sales also in
Okay.
so
Okay.
one day I got a call from Youth for Job Foundation. Before that,
Okay.
I don't even know there is a foundation called Youth for Jobs Foundation. I got a call and they have explained what is the role. This is what the work is. So basically, I will give a quick glance about what
Sure.
Youth for
Sure.
Jobs Foundation is an organization, non-profit organization. They'll be training persons with disabilities. They will train and do a job placements for persons with disabilities. So when I heard this one from the person who called me about the role, it really inspired me. There are organizations who train persons with disabilities and will they place them? Okay, this is something interesting. I like challenges, Profula. I like so much
Okay.
challenges. That's the reason I was into recruitment sales. I wanted to, if suppose I'm in one industry, I want to know all the domains of that. Not only particular one thing. I want to learn everything. That's how you'll get the knowledge, right? If you're sticking
Yes.
to
Yes.
only
Yes.
one
Yes.
domain, you'll not get knowledge. So I was very interested when the person was telling about the organization and all. Before my interview, he gave me a task. to prepare one PPT presentation on
Okay.
persons with disabilities. Like if you are given this role, how would you place person with disabilities? How would you get the requirements for person with disabilities? What are the companies offering jobs for persons with disabilities? So I have worked for 1 week to prepare the PPT.
Okay.
That's how I got to know what is the percentage of disability in India and how much people like we before stepping into this particular background, I even don't know what is we will be hearing about persons with disability, but
Yes. Yes.
in detail we do not know like
We don't know.
what is exact percentage, what type of disabilities are there, and everything, right? So
Sure.
once
Sure.
I got
So we'll talk in detail. We'll talk in detail about the percentage, the awareness, and all those things. But before we start, definitely one thing I just wanted to connect with you is when I did my engineering, and during my engineering also, like I was not having any clue कि क्या करना है, नहीं करना है, what's my career objective and all those things. So again, like most of the Indian parents want their son or daughter to do. So that
correct,
was what back then, right? It was choice of my parent, and I believe it was choice of your parents as well, right? Or we don't know if our friends were doing, we'll just jump in along with our friends, right? So same like you, even after my 10th, I have moved out of my hometown and stayed in hostel to do better education, 10, 12. And after that, I moved to Dehradun to do engineering, then to Bangalore to do MBA and all. It's almost similar. But
similar,
the reason why I wanted to highlight these things is because many of the engineering students think that there is only opportunity for them only in engineering,
correct,
right? They
correct,
forget that there are many other places where they can
correct,
go and find jobs in
correct.
organization, MNCs, domestic organization as well, startup as well. There are many opportunities. So just 2 days back, I was just trying to do a search. In 2023, almost 38 lakh of engineering students were there pass out, right?
Yeah,
38 lakh to 40 lakh engineering students. Approx. That is an approx number, right? Out of that, only I think 60 to 70% get placed, right? And rest 30 to 40% are, you can say, some of them go for higher studies like MTech, MS, or anything else. Some percentage of them go for like public sector, like banking sector or any other public related job. Some want to become an IAS, IPS, and other stuffs and all those things. Few percentage of them are kind of like they don't have any jobs, they don't know
correct,
what to do and all those things, right? So and few other go for random jobs,
correct.
right? So when you told about like you are also BTech, I am also BTech. I when I was podcasting or calling our guests for podcast, most of the people are from BTech background only.
Is it?
Most of the recruiter, right?
You
So
know, Prabla, if I was really know like there is a MBA HR करके HR में भी education है बोल के, I would have coming from a family background of business. Most of my family is not into education background. Who can guide me?
yeah,
What we do
yeah,
is like our friends are doing engineering, and all the society want everybody to become engineers and
yeah,
doctors. That will be in our mind, and we'll jump into the BTech. We wanted to do engineering. Later, after 4 years, we will realize that अरे मैं still my phone was doing
yes,
engineering.
yes, yes.
Why
Even
did
I
I
felt the
waste
same
this?
thing.
I think like most of the colleges also, intermediate colleges, even during our 10th standard, they should give the awareness like apart from engineering and doctors also, there are so many fields, so many
Yes,
backgrounds, so different type of educations are available. You can choose those also as your career paths, not only like engineering and doctor like this. You have fashion designing, you have different ideas. You know, when all our friends will sit and talk, "Hey, why did we do engineering? If we like, one, I told you right, like my best friend name is also Niharika. She was telling, I would have done fashion designing if I have known that course is there before. Why did I do engineering and struggling this much?
yes, totally
Lack
agree.
of awareness. Like colleges has to, I think colleges has to give that awareness to the students
Yes,
as well as the
yes,
parents.
yes, totally agree. So definitely, those kind of awareness is required. And the reason why I wanted to highlight this percentage because lots of things are not clear for everyone, right? We just jump into this, and see, parents also like they were from old school, right? Whatever they have
Correct,
seen from
correct.
their surroundings and all, so they will just ask their son or daughter to do the same thing, right? So we don't blame them as well, but
No,
we
yeah,
have to create the awareness programs. So definitely, let's see what
yeah,
best we can do in future. Great. So you were also talking now about your career journey, right?
correct.
So when you entered into like US market, right? When you got your first job in US market, so what kind of interviews questions were asked during the interview process? Because many freshers they might not know how to find US recruitment opportunity and all those things. So what was the process?
So for me, like even today, I believe this is the same process for freshers basically. So when my first job was US IT recruitment, I told you right, I had 3 rounds of interview. So first round was a normal general discussion like about my education background one on one, and the second round was group discussion, and the
Okay,
third round was HR. So
okay,
basically for US IT market, they need a good communication skills. Rest all they will be provide the work and everything they will be providing during the training period. The only
okay.
thing they were focusing on the in communication, English communication. And you understand, I believe that you may have understood my pitch is little high. So whenever I speak, people think that she's very active, she can do everything. So that's an advantage for me. So that like everything was under communication only. There was screening related to communication only. But what happened is second round was group discussion. The topic was about cricket.
Okay.
Which I was like not at all aware, zero knowledge. I was worried. I was like, what should I talk now? I don't even know like how many players will play. There were 10 to 12 candidates having the group discussion. So I have waited until 5 to 6 candidates finished their points. From every point, I have added few points of mine. I spoke about that. So that day I have understood, okay, if you even do not know the topic in the group discussions also, let others speak so that you will get an idea like what to talk. So that's where like I have gathered few points from the others, and then like somehow I have managed and I got selected.
Great. So we will come about this group discussion. But before that, like which platform you used to find a job? Was it
Naukri?
LinkedIn? Was it
No,
Naukri?
I was not at all aware of LinkedIn when I was applying for my first job, like initial stages. Like I know in my college days they have told there is a platform called LinkedIn, but I have not having that idea. Okay, we can search the jobs also on LinkedIn. We can put our profiles on the LinkedIn. We can connect with HRs for the jobs. I was not having any idea or awareness at that time when I finished my graduation. I was applying on Indeed and Naukri, and my first job I got a reference from one of my friends.
Okay.
He told me he was doing a developer job in that particular company. He told me my company has openings in the US staffing, which is into night shift. I told, okay, why should I miss the opportunity? I went and gave the interview. Apart from this particular opportunity, I used to search in Naukri and Indeed only for the opportunities. But even though you apply for 1,000 applications, you will not get the response. That is very disappointing.
Yes, yes. So the reason why I ask you this question is because lots of people feel that like which is a good platform and all those things. So just to our audience or anyone who want to start their career in recruitment, so definitely good networking is important, right? So from like similar like Meghasri, her friend referred her to that particular opening, right? So you have to connect with people, talk to people, and
Correct.
share what you are looking for. So once you connect with people, will try to help you out as well, right? So try to be open as well. Okay. So second thing I want to ask you, Meghasri, you mentioned about communication, right? So there are many students who feel like communication is like a very hi-fi word. You use very tough words and all those things. So what do you think communication really means to you in general?
Not at all. It's communication is not like you're using those fancy words, big words. It's not at all that, according to me. It is like whatever you are thinking, whatever it is running in your mind, you should put forward and the other person should understand it. That's it. Not at all using those fancy words. What if you're using a fancy word and the opposite person is not
Doesn't
understanding it?
understand. Yes, yes,
Sometimes we believe we should use those fancy words, big words. Then only people will think that you know better English. But no, that's a myth. That's a complete a myth.
yes, yes, yes. So
Your words should be clear. Your
yes,
intention should be clear. That's it.
yeah. And in general, right? So people should understand what you are trying to express as well, right? So if you see there are written communication, there are oral communication. What does this mean? You have to write something which other people can, you can communicate the flow, you can from you to other people to understand it, right? It's definitely fancy what is used in a bigger organization or other places as well, when it's required. But in general, it's just able to express your thought.
Correct.
Great. Now moving to your group discussion.
Yeah.
So definitely, I would say that's a very smart thought process you had at the time, that you were able to pick the details from the other speakers and you were able to express your thought by using some of the keywords from there.
Correct.
So in general, that is one of the biggest thing in any of the group discussion techniques. We also they teach the same process,
Correct.
right? Even if you don't have any idea, same like Meghasri, stop, hear out from everyone, try to understand, try to take notes. Just don't copy exactly the same thing what other people have told. Try to mix and match, put some masala in it, and
Correct.
then try to express it, right? And once you do that, you will feel good, you will feel comfortable as well and confident also. Great. So good to know that, Meghasri. And how was the journey? You mentioned like almost 3 years you worked there?
3 years, not in the same company, different companies.
Okay. And what for me, when I started in domestic as an HR, it was somewhere around like the roughly salary package is 5 or so as a fresher. All right. So what was the US market salary package?
It's the same.
Okay.
Same.
And do you have any kind of incentives as well?
Yes,
Because
the
here,
incentives is good, very
okay,
good
okay,
incentives because
okay,
it's a US staffing. Compared to domestic recruiting, US recruiting has very good incentives.
okay,
Very
okay.
good
So
incentives.
does they give in dollar the incentives or in Indian rupee?
Depends again, depends. Like I have worked in 3 different companies for US staffing. So
Okay.
few it depends upon the company. What is the margin you are putting for the candidate. There will be fixed incentive for few companies, and one of the company where I have worked, they are like, if you're putting certain dollars, if you're putting a $5 as a match, $3 must be for a company. Whatever dollar you are putting, 3 must should be for company, and the rest it will be for the recruiter. So it again depends on the organization standards and everything.
If you don't mind, can you tell what kind of bonus or incentive people can get from you in general? What kind of incentives people can make from US recruiting roughly, so that people get idea?
So easily you can make, if you are dedicated, getting nice closures, if you can easily earn 50 to 60,000 of incentives per month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. Yeah.
And
Yes.
even I'm proud to tell that 1 month I have drawn 2.2 as an incentive. Yes. Yes,
That's
I
really a
did that.
huge amount, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I think because of that, many of the people feel to stay with consulting because the variable packages are too good. Great. So now moving to your next organization, which is Youth for Jobs Foundation. Definitely not many people have the idea. Sorry. So you have already spoken about Youth for Jobs Foundation. Can you also brief a little bit about the organization? Like how big is the organization, right? Is it only based in Hyderabad, or it is across India or across other countries as well? And when was it founded?
Okay. So, as I said, Youth for Jobs Foundation is a non-profit organization. We take care of trainings and placements for persons with disabilities. And the company are 11 years old. It's been 11 years they have started the company, and the founder of the company is Meera Shenoy. She has started this organization. So we have 28 training centers pan India, not only in Hyderabad. We have 28 training centers pan India, and head office is in Hyderabad. Head office operates from Hyderabad, and we have a training center in Amirpet, and head office is in Begumpet.
Okay.
So across pan India, same trainings will be going on for different disabilities. And the moment people think about disability is the wheelchair, those crutches, and a person walking with a stick. It's not that. There are so many types of disabilities, and people by birth have disabilities. In the middle of their life get the disabilities and everything. So the main motto of Youth for Jobs is persons with disabilities should not be unemployed. They should get some employment, because suppose, Prafula, today if you or me don't have job, we have our parents, we have a family to take care of. Few persons with disabilities come from those backgrounds where very poor backgrounds they are not financially stable. If a person with disability who is from poor background gets a job, it is like their family is becoming stable. They're getting an income for this family. So that's the motto of Youth for Jobs. Like every persons with persons with disabilities should get a job. They should enhance their skills, get a job opportunity, and be self-independent. So that's the reason they have started the foundation of training. Since 11 years, they have been training people with disabilities and providing the job opportunities.
Okay. So since you have mentioned about different kind of disabilities, right? So what kind of disability Youth for Jobs generally caters to in their foundation, right? The reason why I wanted to understand, because people might not be aware of. So we are trying to just create that awareness.
Correct.
Okay, there is a foundation, they do this kind of things. And if as an organization, we are looking for any kind of association with
Correct.
the NGO or foundation, we can reach out to them, right?
Just a question, Prafula, to you. Do you know how much percent of disability is there in India according to Indian population? Rough guess.
To be very honest, Meghasri, I don't know. Roughly 20-30%, like
8% of India's population is disabled.
Okay.
So it means it is not very less. Major numbers are there into this category. And especially Youth for Jobs, we cater the trainings for orthopedic disability, visually impaired, low vision, speech and hearing impairment. So I'll just quickly give you a glance about what are these four disabilities.
Sure.
Orthopedic disability is a locomotive disability where they will be having the problems in upper limbs, lower limbs, spinal cord. The mobility will be a problem for them.
Okay.
Coming to low vision or visually impaired, low vision is something the vision they are not completely blind, but their vision is a little less.
Okay.
They use the systems or computers using few applications.
Okay.
And visually impaired means complete 100% blind. They cannot see. Speech and hearing impaired is they cannot speak and they cannot listen.
Okay.
These are the four different disabilities. We do the trainings and provide the job assistance.
Okay. And let's say any organization who focus on diversity and inclusion, right? So how can they associate with Youth for Jobs? What is the process?
So you can reach anybody from Youth for Jobs team, starting from executive level to the manager level. Everybody is very upfront. They will help you if you want any kind of service from us. If you want hirings, you want to do audit at your organization, whether it is inclusive or not. Everybody. Yeah.
Okay, sure. And like for these people, disability candidates or person, what kind of jobs are suitable for them? right? What kind of training is basically provided in your foundation?
Okay. So we train according to their education profile. We train undergraduates, graduates also. So for undergraduates, we do training of their soft skills. We do trainings of their professional etiquettes, because most of the undergraduates, we cater them into the jobs like warehouses, Amazon, Flipkart, Blinkit, warehouse kind of jobs, where we will train them how just group. We will train them on grooming. We will train them on how you should be maintain your dignity when you're going into an organization. Basic soft skills will be training for undergraduate students. Coming to the graduate pool, again based upon their graduation, if they are from the BTech background, we are training them into the IT domains like Java, Python, and recently we have started training, especially in the Hyderabad Training Center, we have started training them on UI UX designing also. This is especially for speech and hearing impaired students. We have started training for UI UX designing. If a candidate is from BCom background, accounts background, we train them into the banking and financial sector related trainings and providing jobs in that particular domain.
Okay. And roughly in any foundation in any city, what is the number of candidates available in general in a year? How many candidates are there?
Every month we start a batch of 20 candidates.
Okay.
And
Okay.
we in Hyderabad, we almost have 6 to 7 trainers. Each trainer will be having 20 candidates per batch.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can roughly take 60 to 70 candidates. Training will keep on going.
Okay.
From
60 to 60 to 70 per month, so that we can calculate like almost 700, 800, 900 in a year you are training. And out of those 800, 900 candidates, right, how many get placed in an organization? So the reason
60%
why,
will be
the
placement.
reason why I'm asking this question is just to understand what is the appetite we have currently seen in the organization, how we can create the awareness, and how we can place much more, right? So what is the current percentage you have seen, Meghasri?
50 to 60% of placement happens, Profula. It happens. But what happens is, at times, if there is a candidate from BTech background having very good knowledge in coding and all, what happens is sometimes he'll be waiting till he gets that particular opportunity. But most of the companies will not come forward providing those opportunities. He'll be taking a random job because he cannot wait until he gets that particular job, right? Placements is happening, but according to their skill set, according to their zeal or their what we say, their interest, it is not regarding the package. There will be not any difference. It is same as for regular candidates. Whatever they offer for the normal fresher, they offer same for the PWD community also.
Can you also brief some of the organization which have hired in future from youth for jobs, and like what kind of criteria generally, the reason why I'm asking about the organization, what kind of criteria, what kind of role basically you have seen companies hiring, and which kind of company have hired you?
Amazon regularly hires persons with disabilities from us. We are collaborated with Amazon, Accenture, Capgemini hires, Volvo Groups hires, Godrej Properties hires, E&Y hires. Companies visually impaired candidates. There is a process called Alexa Associate, where visually impaired candidates are mostly hired for that. Only visually impaired candidates are hired for that particular process. Amazon hires for that process.
Nice, nice. And do you also have some kind of place where you showcase those success story within youth for jobs? Because see, the reason why I'm also telling about this is people see and believe when they have something to see and hear, right? So do you also share those kind of success story within your organization or within your website and all those things as well?
Yes, we have our success stories on our websites available. We have our we have our brochures, and we have all the success stories on the website available. It is there.
Let's say I'm an organization, right? Let's say I want to hire some of the PWD candidates. What kind of PWD candidates currently available, and what kind of, let's say I'm a startup, right?
Okay.
How can I accommodate and think of hiring one of the candidates or a couple of candidates?
Okay. So suppose, Rafla, you are reaching to us, like you till now you don't have any persons with disabilities at your organization. You wanted to hire them. The first suggestion what we give is we ask you to check whether your organization is inclusive. Like the environment should be inclusive. The idea of hiring, you want to be diversified and hire the candidates is okay. But is your organization ready to accommodate them?
Okay.
Because suppose there is a candidate who is a wheelchair. What if your organization don't have a ramp to enter that wheelchair? How can he come and do the work?
Yes.
So what we suggest to the organization is, if you are having an idea to hire persons with disabilities, please see if your organization is inclusive to accommodate all kind of disabilities. It should be inclusive for orthopedic. It should be inclusive for visually impaired and speech and hearing also.
Okay.
So for this, what we do is, Prafula, we do the sensitization workshops. We do the audits. Our team, we have a corporate service team. They come to your organization. They see around, they will guide you or they'll give you inputs. This should be changed, Prafulla, because suppose you have a lift. That lift do not announce which floor it is. How come a visually impaired candidate understand which floor it is? So this kind of audit is required before you hire persons with disabilities.
Okay.
So this kind of audit, this service is available. You can reach to our team. They will help you out. They will audit your organization and they'll give you inputs what to make the changes. Then the next step is hiring.
Okay.
If it is work from home, that's fine. People can manage. But when you're asking a candidate to come to the office and work, your office should be ready to provide that accommodation facility for them. Because after hiring, they should not feel difficulty, and because of that, you should not feel difficulty, and there should not be a problem, right? So it should be a smooth.
Totally agree. And does also organization take care of the transportation part as well?
Correct.
Like if someone is coming from office to house or house to office, does company provide the accommodation facility as well?
Most of the companies provide the transportation.
Okay. And during this audit, which you have mentioned, right? Is it a free audit or a paid audit? But
We
basically,
do charge for the services, Prafulla. We do charge for
auditing
the services.
auditing is a paid services. And how
We
much
do
duration?
different kind of services. For all the services, there is a charge.
Okay. Let's say I'm a startup founder,
Okay.
right? I have done the auditing and all those things, right? And we have identified, and as per the recommendation given by Youth for Jobs, we have made the changes within the organization. Okay. So now, like, what is the next step?
So now your organization is all ready. It is inclusive. Everything is good. The next step is for which kind of role you want to hire. If you already have an idea, suppose you wanted to hire for a customer service role. That idea, if you are already having, we will provide you which disability is suitable. If suppose you are not having any idea, but you wanted to hire persons with disabilities, then we also do the role mapping. We will create a job. Suppose yours is a digital marketing company. So for digital marketing company, what are the roles can be accommodated in the company? So this, suppose for digital marketing, content creation is very important. Suppose you want, this is one particular job where you can hire persons with disabilities. Which person with disability is comfortable? We will again do a role mapping for this.
Okay.
If you come up with your own requirement, we will map according to the disability. If you don't have any idea which role you have to provide, that also we will be doing. We will create a job, we will create according to the disability type, and we'll map those. That is also available.
That's awesome because many organizations, they don't know the process only, right?
Correct.
So because of that, I'm trying to connect the dots
Understood.
and see the thought process. Okay, now we have done the role modeling, job modeling, and all those things, right? So we understand where the candidate is fit. Now next is the interview process or the hiring process. So before starting the interview process, do we have any kind of program for the interviewers or for the team members, so that since we are getting an inclusive person within the team, people might not be comfortable with, people might not know how to react to it, people might not know how to help also if they need to help, right? Do we have any kind of things for them as well?
Yes, we do have sensitization workshops where we provide the training for the staff to the manager levels to the executive levels. If a person with disability is at your organization, what are the basic etiquettes you have to follow, how you have to mingle. There is a separate sensitization workshop where you can opt for that workshop before you take the candidates into the organization. Because it is not, again, to the point one, it is not like intention you have to get a candidate into the organization. It should feel comfortable for him to work there also.
Work together.
Prabhula,
Yes.
It's very sad to hear that, like one of our student only, he's from Delhi. He called me. He was telling like he got placed in one of the big MNC. I will not take the name of the company.
Okay.
The company regularly hires persons with disabilities. It is inclusive. It is diverse. They follow all DEI initiatives, everything. But because of the colleagues, they were humiliating him. He has to leave his job.
Okay.
Because the intention of management, higher level, is nice. They want to hire, but they have to provide that awareness to the staff also, colleagues also, because this person will work with these colleagues, not with the managers or the management level every day. He will be working with poor colleagues. So that poor colleagues should get the awareness. They should get the sensitization.
Okay. Great. I think I'm very feeling very thankful to you for sharing those things, right? Because it's a very nice process for me as well. Because I always think that diversity means gender diversity. We are doing a great job, but definitely not.
Today, 2024, diversity means they will think women in the diversity.
Yeah.
In these many years, we almost 60-70% of women are also working these days. Diversity means everybody thinks only gender will be coming in the diversity. No, there is a community called persons with disabilities. They will also come under diversity. You should also think about those community, that particular community also.
Yes. Great. Thank you so much for sharing this thing. But one question I wanted to ask you personally, because you are doing a very fantastic job, Meghasri. Because see, definitely there are people who are passionate about recruiting, who thinks about joining a very bigger organization like MNCs and but heads off to you. You started working with the foundation, Youth for Jobs, and trying to pitch different things and trying to educate people as well. And those kind of things also need lots of appreciation as well. So you are doing a fantastic job. So thank you. I'm not
Thank
sure
you.
how many people say this or not, but from I am recruiter community, I definitely want to say thank you for all the good things you are doing. You are doing a fantastic job, and God will bless you a lot, Meghasri, for everything.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you so much.
Okay. So what motivated you to stick to Youth for Jobs
So
community?
Prabha, there is a small story back in my US staffing journey. So when I was working with one of the company, I was getting very good incentives. Everything was very going very smooth. Everything was very nice. But all of a sudden, office politics and everything, right? So I have to lost my job because of that reason. Where I was getting very good incentives, everything was very nice, and even I was able to get my own car also.
Oh,
But I have to cancel because I lost my job.
okay.
So
Okay.
that day I have decided no, money is not everything. It should not run
Yes.
behind the money. So that I have fixed in my mind. Later, when I got the opportunity in Youth for Jobs, literally I was working in a corporate style US staffing, and suddenly my switch is into an NGO.
Yeah.
So initially for me, like I thought ki I will not work here more than 2 months, 3 months also. It is very difficult and different. Even to source the candidates from this community and to convince the companies to hire persons with disability was very difficult. I thought कि ये मेरे से नहीं होगा ये अब. I'm unable to do it. I thought कि maybe I'm not fit for this role. I'm not doing the justice to this particular job. But later when the days were passing, when I started learning and when my managers, leaders were telling me about the community and giving me inputs, slowly I have learned and have started focusing on it. One day, I still remember one of my candidate got job, and she came to me and she was telling me that my parents are so happy because of you, because you showed me a job. My parents are very happy. From this month, my parents are not required to send amount for my hostel fees. I will only send my parents few amount for their sustainability. That day, I have decided, yes,
You
I
are
have
doing
to
a
do
very good
this.
job.
That day
Sometimes do you
when
feel
I got,
emotional and feel like crying when you hear these kind of things?
what's my water? You can see water in my eyes now also.
I
The
can
day
also
when,
feel that, and I was also feeling that thing.
yes, the day when I
Very
got
emotional.
happens. So I told you, right, I have drawn to LP as incentives. Even that day, I did not get that satisfaction, that happy when that girl came and told me. From then, whenever a candidate is getting their good paragraphs, Professor, thank you so much, madam. Because of you, I got this job. It is like
Yes.
because of Youth for Jobs Foundation, because of your help, because of your trainings. Today we are independent. That feeling is different. That is really very different. Sometimes like I feel ki all my friends are working in big MNCs. They're earning very good salaries. They're taking very good salaries. But end of the day, I think when you're sleeping, you should have that satisfaction of your whatever you're doing. Whenever I speak to my friends, it's so much of work. Even we are doing after 9 hours also, when we are doing after 10 hours, 12 hours, and they're not having that satisfaction. Even I'm not
Yes.
drawing that much of salary what they are drawing, but I have so much of satisfaction every
Don't
day.
worry, Meghasri. Just
Yeah.
just to give you one more example, even when I told you, right, I started with a sales role, then moved to HR, right? When I started with less salary, my thought process was also to learn and grow in my career. And throughout my career, whenever I was changing a job, I never asked for more than 10% hike in my salary. But I have done so much good work that after a couple of 6 months down the line or 1 year down the line, they used to promote me or give me hikes and all those things constantly, right?
Yeah.
So definitely you are doing a great job. So don't worry about the package and other things, right? Just
Yeah.
focus on the good work and rest money will follow me.
Yeah.
What I believe.
Yeah. There is a saying, right? Do not focus on the result. You keep doing your work. One day God will see this.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. Thank you so much. I believe in universe. I believe in God. तो वो बिल्कुल सही बात है। बहुत टाइम लगता है कि बहुत टाइम थॉट प्रोसेस आते थे कि यार मैं इतना मेहनत कर रहा हूँ, कोई रिजल्ट नहीं आ रहा है क्या? बट एज़ अ ह्यूमन वी शुड हैव आल्सो टू बिलीव दैट कुछ चीज़ों के लिए टाइम लगता है। फॉर एग्जांपल बहुत सारे वीडियोज़ में दिखाते हैं फॉर डॉग्स दे गिव बर्थ विदिन 6 मंथ्स टाइम फ्रेम एंड ऑल दोज़ थिंग्स एंड कंपैरेटिवली हाथी का बच्चा जब हाथी प्रेग्नेंट होता है, बच्चा पैदा करता है, इट टेक्स ऑलमोस्ट लाइक 2 इयर्स, 3 इयर्स प्रोबब्ली राइट? सो कुछ अच्छा बड़ा आने के लिए इट टेक्स टाइम,
Yes.
राइट? So just to again, the example might not be good enough express करते हुए, but भावना
And I got your point. Yeah. And one more thing, what motivates me, Prafula, that everybody has their low days, right? You feel like काम करने का मन नहीं है. Today I'm feeling low. Whenever I go to the office, daily we see the candidates coming to the training. No? Seeing them, I feel like they are coming to the training. They are so confident. God gave me everything. Why I'm even feeling bad, low? I have we have अरे मेरे पास ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है. अरे you have everything. Still you feel like you don't have everything. They motivates me, like people really important. People comes boarding two
मुझे ना
to three
गूज़बम्प
bus.
आ रहा
People come boarding two buses. They're completely blind. They come boarding two buses to the training centers, and we standing in the metro for 30 minutes. We little harsh, so city nahi mila. They're standing and going to the office. Literally, how would they come? This
ये
seeing them,
ये
the motivation automatically comes.
नहीं, सही सही बात है। बहुत टाइम हम लोगों को वैसा रियलाइज़ नहीं हो पाता है क्योंकि भीड़ में इवन वी ट्राई टू बिकम द पार्ट ऑफ द क्राउड एंड फॉरगेट द थिंग्स दैट भगवान ने हाथ दिया है, पे
Yes,
एनर्जी दिया है, सो वी हैव
yes,
टू बी थैंकफुल फॉर एवरीथिंग वी हैव,
yes.
राइट? इंस्टेड ऑफ कंप्लेनिंग एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स। बट थैंक यू मेघाश्री, काफ़ी सारी चीज़ फिर से रियलाइज़ेशन कि वी शुड बी रियली थैंकफुल टू आवर लाइफ एंड ऑल दोस। विद इंटरेस्ट ऑफ टाइम खाली 2 सवाल और है। जस्ट 2 क्वेश्चन्स आई हैव फॉर यू इज़ हाउ कैन लाइक एनी ऑर्गनाइजेशन पार्टनरशिप बिटवीन initiatives like sorry youth for jobs.
Yes, but for Seva is also another organization.
Yeah. So I was kind of like
You are doing
associated with
volunteering for Youth for Seva.
yes. So I
Got you.
keep doing some kind of
Understood when you
mentoring
were
sessions.
taking Youth for Seva. I thought you were one of the volunteer there. That's the reason you are.
Yes. Sorry, so sorry. So my question was how a corporate can initiate or partner with youth for jobs to create more impactful opportunities for our PWD candidates.
Yeah. So they can come to us and conduct the sensitization workshops, as I told Prafulla. Regular sensitization workshops at organization is required because the new staff come, new colleagues comes. So sensitization workshops are required. You do the regular audits at your organization. Collaborating with us, we will help you out whether your organization is inclusive or not for all the disability candidates. And if you are if you wanted to really hire more number of PWDs, come to us. We will help you out for which roles it is like you guys can hire, and for which disability you guys can hire and provide you employment opportunities. Apart from that, whenever you like companies, they do Diwali festivals, they will do Dasra celebrations. You come to us, we will provide you let us do a cultural activities together with persons with disabilities at your organization.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay.
It will be different, right?
Yes.
And recently we have collaborated with NIPED, it's a National Institute for Intellectual Disabilities. I got to know that the MR students, intellectual disability students, bake cookies, puffs, cakes. They do some arts and crafts. Any which ways, organizations do a flea markets, right?
Yes.
Why don't you put a flea market with persons with disabilities at your organization? It's
Sure.
not always hiring. Like, do something different, which also gives that your company will be different from other organizations also.
Totally agree.
Once you guys
Yep.
will reach out to us, we will let us sit together so that more ideas comes in.
Yeah. So I will definitely request all I am recruiter community members to connect with Meghasri. However possible, feel free to reach out to her. She's available in LinkedIn. She's available in our group as well. So feel free to connect with her. Just try to understand the perspective. What are the different ways we can support Youth for Jobs Foundation as well as Meghasri and her team, right? Feel free because it's not always about job like what Meghasri have told. It's lots of different things as well, right? And one of the things what she have found is like the peace, inner peace when she was helping different people. आपको भी मिलेगा, right? If you are trying to help somebody other way. So feel free to help her and help the organization, definitely. And last, before we wind up our call, what advice you have to our recruiters and HR leader who want to make a difference in promoting diversity and inclusion, especially in PWD candidates?
So my advice for the recruiters, Prafula, like what I've seen from my experience, whenever I reach out to the recruiters and say, though he's a 3 years, 4 years experienced candidate, when the moment I say he's a person with disabilities, that it is not like I'm point outing the recruiters. It is they have their own roles, but no, recruiters are the main pillar for the organization to get the talent inside, right? So whenever you're getting any profile or someone is reaching with for you, if the candidate is a person with disabilities, put his disability aside. Initially screen him, see his experience, see whether the experience matches your requirement or not. Then you take a call whether to move further or not. But what is happening is the moment they hear he's a person with disabilities, though he's having 6 to 7 years of good experience, they're putting a profile side. We are a talent advisors. We want talent, not disability. So it is not required, right? Whether he's a disabled or not, you want
Yeah.
the talent. So please focus on the talent. You initially screen them before even scheduling the interviews. Whatever you wanted to do the pre-screening, pre-interview, you do it from your end. If you really feel he is a capable candidate, you can fight with your manager. You can tell your manager, ये बंदा इस role को suit होगा. You just schedule him an interview.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
rest, if he's getting selected or not selecting, you'll at least give him an opportunity to attend an interview. Schedule him an interview. Because what is happening, Profila, there are very good candidates who's having 6 years, 7 years of experience. They're not getting the opportunities. Not even their profiles are getting shortlisted because he's a person with disabilities. So as a recruiters, we are the front phase, right? You like once you feel the candidate is perfect for the role, you can fight always with your manager saying that he is a good match. You just schedule an interview. If he is not clearing it, you don't do any favor or help. If he is fitting, then you consider him, putting his disability aside. There is one request suggestion from my end to all the recruiters, because they are only the front pages who sources the candidate profiles, right? So that's my main request to all the recruiters.
Sure. Thank you so much, Meghasri. And once again, thank you for joining I'm Recruiter community.
Yeah.
Thank you for being the part of I'm Recruiter community. Definitely, we believe that we will be working together for long. And as a community, we can understand the pain. And I personally will try my best to reach out to different recruiters, different tier heads, and see what best we can do. But once again, thank you for your time and
Thank
sharing
you.
all the insights about
Thank you so much.
about your life as well.
Thank you so much. And before we end the session, I want to teach you something. I will teach you your name in the sign language. Are you ready for it? Prafulla. Prafulla, right?
Yeah.
So this is P.
Okay.
You can do along with me.
Okay. This is
You should close your fingers.
okay.
P.
P.
R, right? R.
Can you come a little bit this side? Okay.
A.
A.
F.
F.
U.
U.
L.
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 L. A.
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 A. This is your name in the Indian Sign Language.
Thank you so much for teaching something very new to me. But thank you once again,
Yeah.
Meghasri.
And moving forward, like I really wanted to collaborate with the community team in further workshop. Let us collaboratively do some workshops, some sign language workshop to
Yes.
give that awareness. And I'm looking forward to work together on
So,
this.
Meghasri, just one before we wind up, I'm Recruiter is also doing a community meetup in Chennai in
Okay.
21st of December.
Okay.
Right? So, do you have any Chennai branch there
Yes.
where we can at least bring someone for 30 minutes to share some details about?
Yes, we have our team. I'll
Okay,
refer
okay.
the particular person who is operating in the Chennai. I'll connect him with you.
Okay, because we already have 40-50 recruiters signed up for the event.
Okay.
We are planning at least 100 people will be there as a recruiter. So
Okay.
definitely a great platform to start wherever possible we can bring them. Yeah. So hi everyone. So we are having our Chennai meetup on the 1st of December. So we will be having lots of TA folks. Along with lots of TA folks, we will having Youth for Jobs representative over there. So if you want to know more details about person with disabilities and hiring and focus on diversity and inclusion. So definitely you should attend this particular TA meetup in Hyderabad in Chennai on 21st of December. And thank you all for attending and looking forward to make both the foundation and the communities grow together.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much,
Meghasri.
Praful.